Minecraft. It's a game with endless possibilities, where you get to kill mobs, explore the world, go mining for diamonds, and much, much more. However, within doing this circle that you could possibly do in Minecraft, you've been doing a lot of things. For example, sprinting, and then another one, crouching. And since you already know where I'm going with this, allow me to present to you, can you beat Minecraft without sprinting or crouching? And well, to answer all that, let's look at our rules. Rule 1, I cannot sprint nor crouch, and if I do either of those, then there will be a penalty. Rule 2, I can use saves, but I have to show the cut between the saves. And you probably know how this projects to Rule 1 already. And finally, but not least, Rule 3, I must kill the Ender Dragon and obtain its egg. Now in the past, I've done this 4 different times with different challenges, so if you want to go watch them, a link to the playlist will be in the description or in the top right of the screen. But people are wondering already, how do we know if you're sprinting? Well, it's actually pretty simple. There's 2 ways you can tell that you're sprinting. 1, that your FOV goes slightly larger, and 2, that you see your paper doll while sprinting. And the paper doll will once again appear once you are crouching. And crouching is kinda good from time to time again, because that means you can actually bridge across pretty easily. And that is because while crouching on a block, it prevents you from falling off of it, unlike the regular version. And no, we don't talk about it, Bedrock players. And now let's address the elephant in the room, which is the controls. As some of you may know, you can disable an activity by doing what I'm doing on screen. And even though this means this disables crouching, there is still one more thing we need to get out of the window. And that is sprinting. Well, simple, just remap the sprint button so that way you can't use that sprint button. But even if I was to do that, all you have to do is double flick your joystick upwards to sprint, which does occur throughout the run. And with all that out of the way, we have addressed everything I needed to address. Now let's begin the run. And as we load into our world, once again, we spawn in the middle of nowhere. But as you can see on the left side of the screen, when we are in split screen mode, you could see a bit of light there, which emits a lava lake. And after I slowly but surely walked my way over to the trees, I finally obtained some wood. And it was that point where I knew I could have just disabled crouching. Afterwards, I slowly found a village. And after crafting a sword, I try to hit the iron golem, but this happens instead. What the f did I just do? Thankfully, I did kill the iron golem, but unfortunately only got 3 iron ingots, which is unfortunately just enough to craft me a bucket, and not a flint and steel. I then attempt, out of boredom, to get some wheat and seeds, but then I accidentally do it again. And then again. And finally, without doing much more, we finally make our first pieces of food. And then I eventually grab a water bucket and make the nether portal. And just in case if you're curious of how fast I did the nether portal without sprinting or crouching, I put it up to 12 times speed. But because I didn't have a flint and steel, it took so long to light up that I actually made a bed just so I can go to sleep. And while trying again for the nether portal without realizing, I once again accidentally sprint. Eventually the nether portal is lit up and I can go to the nether. And after going through the nether, we find ourselves... Okay, no, like, actually, what is this spot? Let's just skip through the entire nether then. I mean, you already know what's gonna happen. And now we are done with the nether, getting all the blaze rods we need with only 6 mistakes. Now from here on out, we are now mining wood so that way we can do the speedrun strategy. And just like I did with the nether, from here up to the actual end fight, I will show you all the mistakes that I did. From there, I went back to the village to test my luck to see if there were clerics there. And yes, that is true, there is clerics at this village. From there, we got the necessary flint needed to get the fletching table, and now we have our fletcher. But while I was trying to trap him, I accidentally sprint not once, but twice to get him in. Don't worry, there's a 3rd time it happened. But now I can begin the process of cutting down stacks of wood just to get the emeralds necessary. Like always, that takes a long time, so I skipped that part for y'all as well, but I promise that I did not make any mistakes during that time. This is essentially the same thing for the villager training bit, where I have to get all the emeralds just so I can get what I need. Also, the mistakes. Depending on how many mistakes I make throughout the run, will be how many times I have to do this, which will be revealed at the end of this video. But after I'm done, I quickly save the game. And afterwards, I proceed to break the blazing rod, though breaking the pickaxe in the process. But thankfully, I got another one. And after breaking all three, I placed one down to make one villager turn into a cleric. And 1 minute later, we got all the ender pearls we need. Afterwards, proceeding to save the game is unnecessary. And while we were trying to find the portal room, unfortunately, when we threw another eye while we were traveling there, yes, I skipped that bit as well because there was no mistakes, this one unfortunately broke as well. And it took a very long time to find the portal room, but it came out empty. However, because of this, I just went back to the previous save and hoped that I couldn't make any more mistakes. And it just so happens that I didn't make any more mistakes and dug straight to the portal room. And after filling the portal in, I quickly went to get some water, and then I hopped in. Now, the challenge really begins. After getting to the top, I swiftly took down all the crystals that were not covered. And then I slowly tried to take out the ones that are covered, but then I accidentally do it again. And it happens again while I'm trying to break the bars. Then again when I try to break the second crystal. And now it's time to melee the Ender Dragon.
One more perch. Let's go! Easy! What is the dragon doing? Looks like a dragonfly. Alright, of course we gotta do the obvious. What the heck? There we go. We did it. We did it. We did it. Let's go!